Hello class, welcome to today's lesson. In this second lesson on graphs, we would learn how to prepare a table of values, interpret plotted graph, and plot linear graphs from real-life situations. On that note, let's begin. In the first lesson of this series, we learned how to identify the x and y axis on the Cartesian plane, as well as how to plot points in the Cartesian plane. Now, let's talk about plotting graphs of linear equations using tables of values. A linear equation is an equation that has two variables, which when plotted on a graph gives a straight line. When we have to graph out a linear equation, we start by creating a table of values. A table of values, as its name suggests, is a graphical way to determine the values that will be used to create your graph. So, let's see what that means with this example. Draw the graph of y equals to 4x minus 7 for values of x from minus 3 to plus 3. From the graph, find 1. The value of y when x is 2.5. 2. The value of x when y is minus 13. And 3. The coordinates of the point where the line cuts the axis. First, create a table of values for the equation. Use x to solve for y. For x equals to minus 3, y is equal to 4 in bracket minus 3 minus 7, which is then equal to minus 12 minus 7, and finally equals to minus 19. Using this example, the remaining values for y in the table will be minus 15, minus 11, minus 7, 3, 1, and 5. To plot the linear graph, you draw a Cartesian plane and plot the points of the x and y values using your knowledge from the first part of the lesson. The plotted graph on your screen is the result from our example. You can check yours to compare the results. From the graph, we can see that when x is equal to 2.5, y is equal to 3. And when y is equals to minus 13, x is equal to minus 1.5. The coordinates where the lines are at 0, minus 7 and 1.5, 0. Note this. Since the graph of a linear equation is always a straight line, it is sufficient to plot only 2 points to be able to draw the line. We use linear equations every day without drawing a line graph. Well, almost any situation where there is an unknown quantity can be represented by a linear equation, like figuring out income over time, budgeting, calculating mileage rates, or even predictions. So let's take a look at this example. For a particular medication, the dosage for a 10-kilogram child is 50 milligrams. A. Write the equation. B. Draw a table and a graph for the dosages for people up to 30 kilograms. To solve this, let x be equal to the patient's mass and y equals medicine dose. The equation is y equals 5x. When x is equal to 20 kilograms, y is equal to 5 all in bracket 20, which is equal to 100 milligrams. When x is 30 kilograms, y is equal to 5 all in bracket 30, which is equal to 150 milligrams. Next, we draw a Cartesian plane and plot the points on the graph using the table of values. And with that, we have come to the end of the lesson today. We've had a great time learning about graphs, how to prepare a table of values, interpret plotted graphs, and plot linear graphs from real-life situations. I hope you had a great time learning. See you in the next lesson.